The stock is up about 40% recently. So it was bound to take a hit. So basically what happened is the revenue forecast would miss by $20 million. It wasn't a big miss, but it did miss. So, I think there were a lot of people taking profit off the table, especially after some of the comments that came out of the CEO's mouth, which is just setting an expectation for the end of the year, through the rest of this year being tepid growth. So I think there was a lot of profit taking, and for those people that are looking to get into the stock and believe in the long-term prospects of it, could be a great time to buy in right now.
And does that include yourself, Alan? Because you don't hold the stock right now, and you've been saying that you're waiting for a dip. So is this the time to go in?
Yeah, well, as Peter Lynch once said, the best stocks he ever bought were the companies that his wife loved the product. So I use my daughter as the example, because she's her age group, which is the strongest demographic of users. Alexis's core audiences, they are nuts about Twitter, and I hear that a lot going around. I hear that a lot. So I've been wanting to buy into the stock for the long term, not for the short term. And to me, this is what I've been waiting for, because the stocks, as I mentioned before, has had such a rapid growth in the stock that this is a good time to buy, I believe, especially if you're in it for the long term.
Well, this is the thing that I don't get, Alan, because, you just talked about the younger generation, getting engaged with all these social media sites, and, you drew the illustration with your daughter. So if that is indeed the case, then why are they having struggles with their mobile strategy?
Yeah, look, I think it's a matter of expectation, because Twitter, you have to remember, Twitter is basically a young company. It's young in the space, and I think that the expectations are to figure this out very quickly. And there's very few companies that really have. Look, Facebook has done a stellar job. There's been a few companies that really have. But there's a lot of companies in the mobile space that haven't been able to really understand how to monetize their user base. Twitter started as a free application. Now they have to make money for the investors, for the stock to maintain itself. And now they're trying to figure it out. So if you look at it in the short term, it could be disappointing. But if you look at it, that the company is doing a pretty good job of experimenting with things like direct response with advertisers, which fell short this quarter, and that's the reason why the revenue went down. That's what they cited for the reason the revenue went down. I just think you have to look at it more in the long term and give them some time to grow, and understand that in the short term, it may not be the best stock to own in the short term, but if you believe in the brand and you believe in the long-term brand that it is, and their user base that actually is showing some good signs of growth, I think that's where you have to put your money where your mouth is and buy into it, like I probably will very soon.
Okay, and Alan, what are the key spots to look out for as digital advertising? Compared to Facebook, Twitter is way behind. In terms of worldwide advertising, it only takes less than 1% of that, compared to Facebook's about 8%. So what exactly does Twitter need to do?
It's a good question, Pauline. I wish I had the answer to that. I think that they, look at Facebook. They have about 2 million advertisers on it. Twitter has less than 100,000. So for them to figure it out, I think they're moving in the right direction. They're moving in the right direction of direct response, to test certain things in the Twitter feed to see if they can convert the user base into conversion for the advertisers. And as everybody knows, direct response is a very hit or miss driven business. So you have to be willing to experiment with it. You have to be willing to test it. And I think they're headed in the right direction. But again, you have to give it a little bit of time, because direct response is very finicky. So with a little bit of time, I have confidence that the company will actually figure it out, and more advertisers will be attracted to it once the conversion is more so than it is today.